Hello everyone, this is Mark and this is
TJ.
and we are here to review Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance, the second Ghost Rider movie. And before I begin, did you like the first movie?
No, it actually made me like Nicolas Cage less.
Well, don't worry, Nicolas Cage was in this one. And we just got back from the midnight showing, and I have to say that this movie was a mixed bag. I was expecting this not to be good. The trailer made me just think, hey, it's going to be at least better than the first one, which in my opinion it was. Did you think it was better than the
Yes.
Now, graphic-wise, I think this blows the first movie out of the water with the whole skull, flaming up and stuff. But the thing that really irritated me was not the way it was shot. The camera angles were fine, and the sped up motion that this directing team, people that did Crank, they're known for. That didn't bother me. It was the filters that they used. When they introduced this villain, which they didn't really name, from one of my buddies that I texted, he said it was Blackout.
All they really said is he has the power of decay.
Yeah, well, I guess it's Blackout. But every time he touched somebody, it got black all around him, and then they started to decay. Now, I could, with any superhero movie, what I like to do is compare this to other superhero movies, and of course, I think it was better than the first one. I think it was better than Daredevil. I would put it on the same lines as Fantastic Four, because it kind of had the same storyline, like with Ben Grimm not wanting to be the Thing, and then he's not the Thing anymore, and then he realizes he has to be the Thing.
That, and I would say it has an edginess that you should get from Ghost Rider that was almost awkward and sometimes hard to watch, but in the end it makes you like the movie. Or Fantastic Four, it was all fun and dandy, but it seemed too comedical for it to be dangerous, or for the villain to be all big and evil.
Yeah, for me, the Fantastic Four movies I could watch and stuff, and this movie I could watch again, but there's a lot of bad flaws in here, which I'll bring up before I go with the positives. One, Nicolas Cage can't act, and I don't know if it was the script or if he just can't act and he's just crazy now, but every line he gave just sucked. I even mentioned this before we started taping this to him, that I really hated this movie. It was going to be like a 1 out of 5 in my opinion, until the piss scene, which is something I really hated in the trailer. But ever since then, I chuckled when the piss scene happened, when he's pissing fire, and he looks at the camera and goes but then they started building the character, and you started liking Johnny Blaze in this, and liking Ghost Rider. And I think the thing that really saved this movie was introducing a supernatural bad guy, because I give this example too. It's like having a Green Lantern movie, and the Green Lantern's going against bank robbers, and all he did was blast with his ring, not doing any other constructs, because all Ghost Rider was doing was throwing his chain and sending people on fire, and that's it. And that gets really boring after a while, especially with the bad acting. But they elaborated on it.
See, the first one, the biggest downfall of that is Johnny Blaze looked like a wimp. He looked like a sorry case for a human being, and the entire movie he felt sorry for himself. And when he was Ghost Rider, he wasn't really in control. This one, it seemed like his acting was bad in the beginning, solely because they were trying to show him not being able to control Ghost Rider, and that he was a mess because of it. I think his acting got better because as the story transpired, he actually had a reason to fight, and he was attempting to get that under control.
Yeah, I guess. So, let's go with the I mentioned some good things and stuff. What is your rating out of 5?
Out of 5, I would give it a 3.
Okay, I'm going to have to give it probably, I was leaning towards a 2.5, but I'm also going to give it a 3. I'll put it on the same lines as, if you liked the first Ghost Rider, some aspects, you may get a kick out of this. A little nod to, us comic book nerds that know stuff about Ghost Rider. They did do a lot more dealings with the Ghost Rider mythology, which I think it got it past that 2.5 mark.
And for those who aren't familiar with comics, it provided a backstory of why Ghost Rider exists in the first place and why we should give a shit. And that actually makes you enjoy the movie a little more.
Yeah. And a little note before we end this. Hollywood, stop using animations to tell stories that you didn't want to film. Like Jonah Hex and, Max Payne, because this movie did the same thing, and literally when I was watching it with him in the movie theater, I'm like, oh no, it's Jonah Hex.
And the worst part about it is the stuff they showed animations for was repeated in better ways halfway through the movie, so it wasn't even needed.
It's sad to say that I think this is going to be the best Ghost Rider movie you could probably see, because I've read some of the comic books. They're not the greatest. It's the bad thing about Ghost Rider is he's such a cool character, but he's never been done really well, storyline wise. So I think this is the best you're gonna get. So he gave it a 3. I gave it a 3. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you didn't see the movie, are you gonna see the movie? Are you excited about it? Let me know. So from both of us, peace.
Peace.